All right, so today was pretty similar to what we did last time in class. And so let me get this focused in, sorry. And so what we ended up doing last time in class is we did a reflection. So today you're also going to do a reflection. I'm going to show you on this piece of paper what we ended up doing, which was this, if I can find it. Sorry. Okay. So we did a reflection that was like this. So we had on the first reflection we had the reading and writing connection. That was February 1st or February 2nd. And then we ended up doing the second reflection topic today. So you don't have this piece of paper, so I'm going to have you email it or to me instead. And so I'm going to open this up so you can see what you're going to do on that email. So it's going to essentially be the same thing here, except for this. It's going to be all about theme. And then you're still going to be 3 to 4 sentences. And I want you to answer these questions. What is theme? And why is theme important? Okay, so you're going to answer that in about 3 to 4 sentences. Make sure you're being specific about certain things. And you're just going to email that to me. So that way, that will be your next reflection grade. So what is theme? And then why is theme important? So think about what we've been doing in reading so far. Things about like knowing the theme. Like, why is that important to a story? What is the point of having a theme in a story? And then what is theme? Okay, so that'll be the first thing you're going to end up doing. After you get done doing that, what we're going to do is I want you to spend some time looking at your first and second example in your theme assignment. So I'm going to show you where to find that again. If you go to the reading writing course and it says your assignments, practice documents, you open this up, you're going to go to where it says theme. And when you click on that, it's going to open up your assignment that you did last time, which looks like this. You should have practice 1 and practice 2 completely done. So what you're going to do is I want you to spend time looking at those, and I want you to make sure that you're being specific, okay? So you're going to make sure that you have that title, whatever that theme is that you have. And then this story should be kind of like a summary. It should be kind of like, well, this is what happened, this is where they wanted to go, this is like the end, essentially. So it'll be a really quick little summary about what happened in the story. You will need to be specific, making sure that you're using characters' names and that kind of stuff. So I want you to make sure that you look back at both examples and look at that explanation. If you're looking at it, maybe you have someone at your house read it, or maybe you read it to someone at your house. If they have a question, I want you to fix that in your response. So if they go, okay, well, who's she? Fix that in your response. So do that there. And then the brain connection part. This is something that we've been talking a lot about in class, in the sense of, in order to explain what your theme is, you need to make sure that you can back up what that theme is. So maybe your theme has to do with something that says think before you act. Okay, so maybe you think of a situation where you had to think about something before you acted. Or maybe that's what you learned. And type your scenario. What happened to you? It has nothing to do with your story, and that's okay. But that's something you can do in there. And then you can tie it back to the story. So, for example, I'm going to find an example that I can share with you that another student had written down. And so let me see if I can find that really quickly here for you. But again, you guys are really, really good about finding a theme. I'm just working on why it's the theme, for you to be able to back up why it's the theme. Okay, so let me type an example of a student response that I have. And then I'm going to kind of go over how to change that response. All right, so let me pull this up here really quickly. All right, so I'm going to type in what this student has written down. So this student ended up doing one that was from, Snack Attack. Okay, so Snack Attack and Attack. The theme that they chose was think before you act. Okay, and this is what they ended up typing in their story that says be specific. Okay, so it says the old lady ate the man's cookies because she didn't think to look where she put them in her purse. She just started eating the cookies on the bench. Okay, that was their response there. We'll go back and edit this because this is what you're going to see when you go to yours. All right, so when you think before you do something, you'll know the consequences and you will make a better decision. Okay, so this is what their response was. So when you get into yours, you're going to see that you have your practice 1 and your practice 2 done. So you're going to go in here and you're going to go, okay, I need to revise and edit this. So you're going to have to go in and read it. So it says the old lady ate the man's cookies because she didn't look or think to look where she put them in the purse. She just started eating the cookies. Okay, so sit there and look at that for a minute. I have someone at the door. Give me just a second. Okay, sorry. That was a long pause. I apologize. All right, so we're going to revise this. So it says the old lady ate the man's cookies because she didn't think to look where she put them in her purse. She just started eating the cookies on the bench. Okay, so there is some specific things in here, but I feel like it needs to be a little bit more specific. So it said the old lady ate the man's cookies because she didn't think to look where she put them in her purse. Okay, first of all, we're going to put a period there. She just started eating the cookies on the bench. Okay. All right. So I feel like we need to add some more detail to this because if I had never seen this little story about Snack Attack, I would have some questions. Okay. So first of all, I feel like we need to know that there were actually 2 different sets of cookies. Okay. So maybe we need to say this too, is that the old lady purchased, well, I don't purchase the right word, but anyway, purchased some cookies and then went outside and sat down on a bench. Okay, the old lady ate man's cookies because, we're going to say this, she thought they were hers that she just purchased. Okay, which we probably just do this. We don't need to delete that. Now, I like the fact that it said didn't think to look in her own purse. But then you can see here, we can even say that the old lady got mad at the man because he was eating her cookies. Okay. And then we want to say that the old lady ended up having a flashback and realized that the cookies she was eating on the bench were actually the man's cookies because the cookies she purchased were in her purse. Okay, so I know I added a lot to that, but that's what I'm asking for. I'm asking for you to have like more detail. Okay? All right. So then we're going to go over to the other side. The other side we have the brain and connection to the story. You may need to explain the theme, personal experience. Okay, so when you think before you do something, you'll know the consequences and you will make a better decision. Okay? All right, so if you had something you can like connect that you actually had an experience with this, you could. Or that's kind of a pretty good explanation as the fact of think before you act. So we could even say, like when the old lady had a flashback, she would have not eaten the man's cookies, she would have realized before that she had her own cookies in her purse. Then the story wouldn't even happen. Okay? So if she would have thought through that, then that would be good. I like the fact over here that you connect it back to the story. So making that connection piece is really important. So make sure you connect back to it. Again, if you have a scenario, maybe there's something that you did that, that you did not think before you acted. You could, put that information in there as well. So you could actually have your scenario in there saying, hey, when I did this before and I didn't think before I acted, and then I thought back after the fact, oh, I could have done that differently. So you can have that in there as well. But then again, connect it back to like when and go back to the story. Okay? All right. So anyways, that's all I have for you there. I want you to do that on your first response and your second response. So you're going to go in and you are going to revise your previous thinking that you already had there. Okay? Then what you're going to do is you're going to do your third response. So with that, what you're going to do is you're going to choose one of those short stories that we've done in class already. It could be from the sandbox that you have here. So it could be one of those stories. If you don't remember those stories or which ones they are, you can go back to this right here. And if you go to the grade folder, there's links to different stories. And so if you need to remember what those stories are, you can. But essentially what you're doing for me is you're doing one reflection. So again, that reflection piece is this. You're emailing that to me. Then you are revising your first two that should already be done. You're just revising it, making sure it's more specific, making sure you're really backing up and supporting why it's the theme. And then you're also doing the third one with a different story. And those stories could be any of these stories. Okay, once you get done with that, I want you to send me an email that you are 100% done with your third theme practice, and then I will go in and look at that. Otherwise, that's all I have for you. All right, thanks.